This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. There he is. There he is, sporting the Expos hat.
Yes,
Just a couple of days left in the damn season. Do you root for anybody else now when the playoffs start at all?
No. No, I'll root for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay, cool. All right.
My Canadian group, so.
All right. Do you care about the home run chase?
Not really. Be honest
No?
with you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. No,
yeah, not really. And I'm like reading that Paul Goldschmidt is like has a chance at the Triple Crown, and it's not getting any ink whatsoever because it's all about Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, New York.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm more impressed by what Ohtani's doing. Ohtani's a complete freak.
Oh, my God. That's one of the best players in the last 50 years.
That's amazing.
Of baseball. What he's doing, God. You know, because when Babe did it, I mean, come on, I get it. Great. Awesome for Babe. But, you know, today's athletes and everything, it's truly amazing. Because let me tell you something. I'm dead wrong here. I laughed at that. Oh, yeah, right. So he's going to come over here and he's going to pitch and hit and the majors. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, sure. Because that's done all the time.
Yep.
And there he goes. And then he started breaking down. And I was like, you can't do that shit. And then he figured it out. They figured it out, whatever it is, how to train him, how to prepare him, all that. And dude, he balls on both sides. God, he's awesome.
It's sexy place for a bad team, though. That's the bad part.
Right. No, those two guys have been their careers have been ruined. You know, we can complain all we want about the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Red Sox, and all, but it's really the only places that you want the great players to land, because if not, they become Ernie Banks. If not, they become Dan Marino. And then we just sit there their whole careers going, damn, dude, they were great players. They could have won, but they were in the wrong situation. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Well, to me, it's not even that they could have won. It's like, to me, Ohtani's not being appreciated even remotely enough for what he's doing.
Well, neither was Trout.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As while Trout was, and I know he has this back issue now that might be detrimental to the rest of his career. But leading up to this point, we're talking about the best player in all of the majors, and we don't talk about him. And he doesn't sell himself either. So that doesn't help, because our guy sells himself more for the Marlins and builds a name for himself probably more than damn Trout does. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're going, well, wait a minute. Okay, so the Marlins center fielder knows how to bring attention to himself a lot more than Trout does. It's crazy, you know? And it's just one of those deals that you just kind of, baseball is weird, man. It's just a weird.
And you mentioned Marino, but Marino, the NFL is so big everywhere that if you cast, you'll get noticed. In baseball, it's
No, I'm just saying the regrets at the end of the career. You're like, that's all I'm saying. That you stay there at the end. You go, because it hurts you that certain players don't win a title, because certain players you would love to see them win a title because they gave so much to the game and to the fans that you'd like to see them at least enjoy that moment. And you know, Trout and Ohtani, Moreno, and the other owners prior to them, it just hasn't worked out. All right. So let's get into it. Obviously, it's all Tua talk all the time right now, as it is. You know, everybody stands on their soapboxes. People are now worried about the process. The NFL is now saying, oh, well, we got to, change our protocols and all that kind of stuff. To me, everybody's looking at the wrong issue. And the right issue needs to be, somebody needs to ask Tua, when are you going to let go of the ball? Because in the end, Thursday had nothing to do with Sunday. Everything about Thursday was, kid, let go of the ball. That's how you dislocated your hip. That's how, I'm sure, one of your two ankles that have a titanium rod, tied to it, you blew it up because you kept hanging on. Against New England this year, you almost injured or turned over the ball a couple of times because you played the hero ball. And I've already said it. The next time he has a press conference, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to ask him that question point blank. When are you going to learn to get rid of the ball? Because in the end, the person I blame is not the doctor. It's not the protocol. It's not Mike McDaniel. It's not the NFL. It's not the NFLPA. It's not his teammates. I blame him. I hate to do this, but as much as I defend Tua, I got to be honest, dude. You got to let go of the ball, dude. Let go of the ball, please. You know, you're not Mahomes. Last night,
you're not going to get an argument from here. No, but here's the other thing, too, is it not only – because I literally used my stopwatch here. It was more than 5 seconds from snap to the time that Josh Tapao wound up in his face. So by that time, if you hadn't found somebody, there's a couple of options. Roll to the left. Okay, if you got yardage in front of you, gain what you can, and then slide. If the defender between you and the line of scrimmage, you're outside the tackle box, chuck it out of bounds. There is zero reason. And then what he tried to do is after hanging onto the ball, he tried to juke past the guy, and oops, it didn't work. I mean,
guy caught him. A fat guy caught him to blow out his hip. Okay? Yep. 2 fat guys. You're not dude, you're Baker Mayfield. You can't outrun a drunk cop. Stop. Enough already. Know who you are, Tua. You're not Mahomes, dude. You're certainly not Lamar Jackson, and you're not built like Josh Allen and Ben Roethlisberger and Cam Newton. You will get ragdolled. Know who you are. That's all I'm saying. And, you know, the whole saying from Marino, pick a guy and let it fly. Nobody was better when the play was going to die. He let it fly.
Yeah, chuck it.
It's the same thing. And that's what needs to be asked. And I wonder, has his dad sat in front of him? Has Mike McDaniel sat in front of him and say, dude, you want a long career here? Do you want a new contract eventually? Well, let me replay your ankle injury. Let me replay your hip injury. Let me replay what happened on Thursday night. What's the common denominator there, Tua Tagovailoa? Can you tell me, please? Because we're all getting blamed for your screw-up. And your screw-up is putting you in the hospital. So wake up.
Big O, here's the thing also. This is not something we haven't seen before. Even on plays when remember those plays where he gets sacked and he tries to throw the ball as he's going down?
New England. I just said it, week 1.
Correct. He just needs to accept sometimes the play's not going to – it's okay to have a sack. It's okay to have an incompletion. Every play can be something that works out with good positive yardage. It's just – that's the reality of the NFL. And you're right. And I got to imagine that Mike McDaniel, Darrell Bevel, Frank Smith have been on him like Tua, know when it's not there and accept that it's not there and move on to the next play. And if they haven't done so, in his sleep, put on the headphones and have that message replayed over and over again until it sinks in.
And you said that he got sacked at the 5-second mark. In that same broadcast, they were bragging about how Tua's top 5 in the league by getting rid of the ball in under 2.5 seconds.
Yep.
What are you doing hanging onto the ball twice as much? The clock has to go off on your head. If it's something that Marino had, and a lot of the great quarterbacks have it, the guy was barreling behind him. He can't see him. But somehow or another, he got rid of the ball right before the guy got there. Every time, either he got rid of it to throw it or to throw it away. And the defender frustrated as hell just for that. But it allowed Marino to live for the next play, the next drive, the next quarter, the next game, the next season. And that's what you got to do. And he's got to learn that, dude. He's got to learn, because that's what Breeze did. That's what Montana did till late in his career when he took that back shot that obviously, kind of sidestepped his career with San Francisco and they gave up on him. But the smaller quarterbacks unless you're Kyler Murray and, those kind of cats that have wheels that are, Russell Wilson, that's different. You're that kind of athlete. I get it. Yeah, I get it. That's cool. But if you're not, and you're Bob Greasy and you're Breeze and you're Montana, bro, get rid of the ball, bro. Get rid of the ball.
No, I can't. Can't argue with it. One word you said. It's just,
it's just weird like that. All right. And then here's the other thing that I find funny on all of this. I think the doctor followed all the protocols. I think he passed all the protocols. Now, you want to change your protocols now. Well, then obviously the doctor wasn't the problem. You can blame it on him all you want. But here's the thing. Last time I checked, when it comes to malpractice, which is what you're insinuating happened with some of these reports that they fed certain media members, right? So if you're insinuating that, then Tua's lawyer, NFLPA lawyers, NFL lawyers, or the doctor that got fired, somebody may want to start suing somebody, right? So if I don't see any lawsuits, then it also looks like a farce, this whole thing. And it just kind of looks to me like the NFL didn't have great protocols in place, and that doctor probably followed the same protocols they've got set. That kid came back and dropped a dime for 50 yards right after. So, and he was balling on Thursday too. So give me a break, dude, until he made a bad decision that had nothing to do with a concussion. So overall, how do you see this window dressing of all of this? How do you view it?
No, well, here's the thing, though, because you do mention, and they were pretty quick to change the protocol now, where if you're wobbly, doesn't matter the reason, you're out. Well, here's the thing, and the other issue, as you know, with protocol, with concussions, a lot of it is basically the person telling you what he's feeling if he has symptoms.
Right.
So Tua could have had his bell rung, come back to the side. By the time he got to the sideline, doctor started talking to him. His head had cleared, and he's going to tell him everything's fine, everything's okay, and all that. I'm fine to go. My back hurts. And
as much as I like Tua, I think he probably won't lie or bullshit to a lot of people in most situations, but in that one, I bet he would bullshit just to get back on the field. That's just me.
But there are and a couple of reasons for that is, number one, he's a competitor. He wants to be out there. And then number two, right or wrong, he's got the reputation he's had a lot of injuries in his career, and the last thing he wants is another injury that sidelines him.
Amen.
So to dismiss the possibility that he may have been feeling something and he told the doctors, no, I'm cool. Then, and then obviously, and the one part I don't buy is anybody suggesting that Mike McDaniel did anything other than listen to what the doctor said. Obviously, to me, that's ridiculous. Doctors told him he's fine, he's good to go, and McDaniel said, okay, cool, he's back in.
Right, exactly. And he played like he was fine.
Another point I want to make also is I went back and looked, because two things. I'm not a doctor. The way he wobbled after.
Wait. Hold on a second. Did you sleep at a Holiday Inn last night?
I did not.
Did you?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Then you're not a doctor. Okay, so
I'm not a doctor, but I've watched enough football that it certainly looked to my untrained eye like we were dealing with a concussion when he got shot by Milano. I went back to actually before I went on here and looked at that quarterback sneak that both he and Mike McDaniel referenced. Well, if you look at the replay after the pile gets undone, he is holding his back and he got up very gingerly. So
you saw how he got bent up, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a photo. You don't see it on the TV replay
but his luck, dude. One guy's bending him back, and the other son of a bitch is pulling on his legs under him, his feet, so he can't get any leverage to get himself out of that bent up shape. Think about that. Think about the bitch of being in that. You're bent up, and then you can't use your feet for leverage because you got some idiot, yanking on your legs, which is now bending you even more. That kid has the worst luck in the world. I got to tell you something.
No, it was like the crab move. It was like the crab move in old wrestling. If you're old enough to remember the crab move, that's almost what it was like.
There's Sean just saying yes, I know crab move. There we go.
There you go. Don Leo Jonathan, if you're old enough to remember that.
How's that?
It's the Boston crab.
The Boston crab. You see?
There you go.
There you go. Well, you know Sean was a wrestler, right?
I did not know that.
Yes.
I can believe it though.
Yes. Don't fuck with Sean.
No,
I can tell you that. Don't mess with Sean, bro. That's all I can tell you. Don't mess with that dude. Army veteran, Marine veteran, jumping out of planes, and a wrestler. There's something loose there. Don't mess with him. That's all I'm saying. Don't mess with
Sean from now on.
Yes. He's a fearless dude. That's for sure. And he works in radio, which that takes a lot of guts.
Yep.
It may take almost as much guts as jumping out of a plane. Not as much, but almost. It's almost there. Working in radio. What are you going to do? All right. So my prediction, by the way, is because nobody really knows. But I think Teddy Two Gloves starts this week, and next week you all get to write the fluff pieces about him facing his former team, and then he comes back to kick Flo, Minka's ass, and the Steelers in 3 weeks. That's 24 days removed from the concussion. It gives the NFL the space. It gives everybody like, okay, we've given him enough time, and the optics are beautiful for him to come back. I think that's what ends up happening. Those 2 weeks without him, they try to go 1-1, worst case scenario, maybe 2-0, try to avoid 0-2. But I think that's what ends up happening. What's your guess right now?
Yeah, no, your guess is as good as any that's going to be out there. You just don't know with a concussion. I mean, it could be. Remember Joe Flacco when Kiko Alonso almost decapitated the guy.
Back in 10 days.
So you honestly, you just don't know.
The fact that he got on the plane after that with the team, I don't see him in the Ethan Carter mold. I think he's a quick recoverer. Dude, he blew out his hip, and he came back in less than 10 months to get slammed by Michael Brockers. I mean, that's just that dude's a quick healer, man. He may not be like, physically durable because obviously he's a small guy, but when he does get injured, he gets back quickly every single time. And I think what you've seen with Ethan Carter, that he probably will miss week 4 now, I don't think that'll be him. It just doesn't look like it. That's just me. I don't know.
No, I don't know. And again, I don't even remember seeing the collision that knocked out Ethan Carter. Obviously, it had to be really bad to be going on this long. And the thing is, you just don't know with head injuries.
Right. It lingers. It might linger for one person more than another.
Right.
I had a second-degree concussion. My hands went like this. They went inward. I couldn't control them for about a minute. My head slammed on the concrete and playing basketball. But a week later, I was fine, dude. Nothing. Yeah. That's it. It's 25 years ago, whatever. And, nothing ever affected me ever again after that. So, yeah, you have a little bit of headaches. You kind of feel a little it's not high, no, but it's kind of a daze. Mm-hmm. Okay? A little bit of a daze. It happened to me for a couple days that I was in a daze. And then it goes away, and then you're off and running. I might have had a headache for a day or two after I had it. Yeah. And then after that, it was gone. And then you had a little bit of a fuzziness, and then it kind of went away also. And that's it. And I was fine a week later. I was back to normal. So everybody's different.
No, correct. That's why I can't even speculate. I mean, your timetable certainly, I don't find like out of crazy or anything like that. You just don't know.
No, I know. But I think for optics and everything, I think they'll wait till after the Minnesota game. If he's fine, if he's ready to go, I think the 24 days off is good. And then if you can win one of the two, that puts you at 4-2. That's pretty good. That's very good, actually, with the rest of the games left. Again, the key will be, will he learn is the question. That's what's going to happen. All right. What are you working on alldolphins.com, my friend?
Well, we have actually finised Speak of the Devil, a long, comprehensive piece on Tua with a whole bunch of the updates and what's going on with the NFL, NFLPA, and some observations, including the fact that he's got to stop holding onto the ball as we spoke, and also a request of Mike McDaniel, if he cares to listen to me, to stop calling quarterback sneaks with Tua.
Yes.
There's no reason for that.
I even said this morning, just keep Skyler active for that. That's all. Or just have Ingold come in like Mark Andrews was doing for the Ravens, that he does that. Same thing. Just then hand it off to Ingold and let him, or have him take the snap and run right in, and that's what he lives for. So let him do that crap. Okay. He loves being a battering ram. He's a good battering ram. Let him do that. Don't use Tua Tagovailoa. Something tells me after this this whole episode, you won't see Tua doing concussion. Quarterback sneaks anymore. Plus that back stuff.
One would hope. Correct. Correct. He doesn't have the body for it. He's not Ben Roethlisberger or even Jacoby Brissett last year.
Or Tom Brady, who's the god, and you knew it was coming every single time, and you didn't stop it because he's a big dude. That's fine. That's fine. I got no problem. But with Tua, there's no need to do it. I mean, were they doing a lot of those with Breeze? I don't even think I remember a lot of quarterback sneaks with Breeze.
I don't either.
Yeah, why would you? No.
It doesn't make sense.
No, you don't do it with Greasy. You've got Zonka. Just bro. Come on. Just let's use some common sense. All right, what else you got?
Well, the Dolphins are back at practice today, so I'm going to guess there's going to be a lot of news out of this. It'll be interesting to see. Byron Jones is now eligible to return to practice this week.
Yes.
We're going to keep an eye on him to a lesser degree. No offense.
Need that.
Leighton Fedulum is also eligible. Who?
Yeah, and X got to find out about the injury too. He's got
but it's a groin injury. I'd be shocked if he was out of practice today.
Oh no, I mean I'm hoping that he's healthy for the Jets is what I'm saying.
Oh no, correct.
Since he got the extra days, that's the only concern I have, that you're getting Byron back, but I'd like to keep X there too because that would be so beautiful against the MILF Master. Then it'll be tough for him to pass against those kind of guys. And so, his passes work against MILFs, but you don't want him to work against the Miami secondary.
I see what you did there.
Okay. Now you caught up on it.
Very, very nice. No, did you see the meme where he was with Stifler's mom after the game last night? That's fine. No, but the Jets,
I will say, great character and all that stuff. Do not get the attraction. But go ahead. I always wonder, did they, kind of use the wrong woman on that one? But go ahead.
I'm with you there. No, I was going to say that the Jets have a low-key, really good trio of wide receivers.
Yes.
Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, and then Garrett Wilson, the rookie. That's pretty good.
They got some speed. Trio. They got some speed, yes. Yeah. That's why I'm saying you want X back and create problems for Zach, so that way the pass rush can get there and create some problems for him. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so make sure you bookmark alldolphins.com and follow this man on Twitter at Poupart NFL. Alan, as always, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Have a great week.
We'll speak to you later in the week.
You got it. There you go. Alan Poupart and our EJD Construction.com Miami Dolphins report.